thank you. So I'm Heather Cole. I'm 9 St. Paul, Minnesota, and I brought props because there's always stuff that's hanging around. And I saw the call on a local web art sport site, and I was like, oh yeah, because I work with trash and discarded materials, kind of a commentary on consumerism and recycling and things like that, and single use and all that stuff. So there's this park across the street from where I live that was just sort of made out of an empty lot. And, a few years ago, they painted the wall and put these circles on there, and it became kind of a community focal point and sort of a landmark in St. Paul, a lot of selfie pictures and stuff like that. But the park was always destined to be made into a real park. And so there was rumblings about it being demolished, the building being demolished. Prior to COVID, they thought they had a developer. And so I was, it's like torn, like I wanted to do this thing to like make, this angry thing about the trash and this and that. And then I just started to feel as, positivity out in the world, that there's like, it's coming out of COVID and like being able to breathe and being outside. I was so grateful for the space, and all my neighbors were grateful for the space. And then somebody in the building I live in is a restaurant. Somebody's throwing out bags and bags and bags of the plain lids, and these are painted because every Guerrilla thing should involve spray paint. But of these circle, these lids, I was so angry about why would they throw in these lids? They were just in the regular plastic. And so I was, and I saw the circles, and so I decided I'd do something with them. And it just morphed into a gratitude project, and which people that know me probably would think that's the weirdest project you've heard to ever do, because I'm not a very grateful person. I'm very crabby and like complain, and then my art is angry. And I just thought this would be destroyed in one night. I literally didn't think it was going to survive the night. And it was up over 60 days, and over 100 people put comments of, I did see it a little bit. But yeah, he kind of gave them the idea that they can do that. So I was just super happy with it, and I'd go out and write something on some days. People were writing stuff. My really good friend is 91, and he was grateful for his longevity. And so it's just really fun. Some of the things actually made me cry, what people were writing. And some people wrote, "This is the best day I've ever had," so it was a really amazing experience to have it out there. So I, when I submitted it, I'm like, I'm sure this is what you're looking for. But, I just was really pleased to see that people engaged with it. And, one of the things in talking about doing artwork just out in the world like that is, I think a lot of people have that inclination to do something creative, but they're afraid to call themselves an artist, or that they won't. So I think it's really fun to see what people do. And I noticed some people over there who had cut up the shapes and went outside the lines of the circle. And I love to see that too. So it's just really fun to see how people respond, to give people an opportunity to try something that they might not normally do. So.
You engaged in a really lovely way.
Well, yeah, I mean, they did that. So this is something that normally I work with plastic, can water dip. So this is more my traditional, like making something more aesthetic out of plastic.
Actually, I can attest, I've seen your website. You should check out Heather's website at some point, because when you came up with this, my first thought was, I was expecting lights, and I was expecting kind of like you to like light up Happen City, have Minneapolis. And I was like, this is different. And so in a minute, I kind of caught to the idea that you're doing something very different. And it's really awesome. There's actually, my day job is to be social worker. And there's a whole school of psychology called positive psychology, which is actually very evidence-based and shows a lot of really good work and, that comes from it. But one of the exercises is for people to sit down and make a habit of writing like one or two good things that happened in the course of a day, or one or two things they're grateful for, like this, or humans are grateful for. So you really keyed on into something I think that is powerful and real and
And it's true. It's a really departure for me. It's like my art, I want to like really be different because they're about the angriness and we're killing the planet, and then I come up with this piece of something really different. But, allowing myself to even like consider doing that, I think it's good. Just mix it up a little bit. So
It's brave. It's a very cool piece.
well, thank you so much. And please write more what you're grateful for because it feels good.
It does. Thank you.